The Moon is Earth's only natural satellite. It orbits at an average distance of 384,400 kilometers, about 30 times Earth's diameter. The Moon always presents the same side to Earth, because gravitational pull has locked its rotation to the planet. This results in the lunar day of 29.5 Earth days matching the lunar month. It formed 4.51 billion years ago, not long after Earth's formation, out of the debris from a giant impact between Earth and a hypothesized Mars-sized body called Theia. The oblique impact blasted material into orbit about the Earth, and the material accreted and formed the Moon. The Moon is in geophysical terms a planetary mass object or satellite planet. It has a mass that amounts to 1.2% of Earth's, and a diameter that is roughly 1/4 of Earth's, or with 3,474 kilometers, about as wide as Australia. The lunar surface is covered in lunar dust and marked by mountains, impact craters, and, mostly on the near side of the Moon, by dark maria or seas, which are plains of cooled magma. These maria were formed when molten lava flowed into ancient impact basins. The Moon's gravitational pull, and to a lesser extent the Sun's, are the main drivers for the tides. The most commonly known effect of tidal forces are elevated sea levels called ocean tides. The tides are two bulges in the Earth's oceans, one on the side facing the Moon and the other on the side opposite. As the Earth rotates on its axis, one of the ocean bulges' high tide is held in place under the Moon, while another such tide is opposite. As a result, there are two high tides and two low tides in about 24 hours. Since the Moon is orbiting the Earth in the same direction of the Earth's rotation, the high tides occur about every 12 hours and 25 minutes, always illuminated by the Sun, but from Earth the visible illumination shifts during its orbit, producing the lunar phases. Because the Moon is tidally locked with the Earth, the same hemisphere is always facing the Earth. From Earth about 59% of the lunar surface is visible over time due to cyclical shifts in perspective, making parts of the far side of the Moon visible. They appear as the waxing gibbous, the first quarter, the waxing crescent, the new moon, waning crescent, last quarter, waning gibbous, and finally the full moon. The Moon makes a complete orbit around Earth with respect to the fixed stars, its sidereal period, about once every 27.3 days. However, because the Earth-Moon system moves at the same time in its orbit around the Sun, it takes slightly longer, 5 days, to return at the same lunar phase, completing a full cycle, as seen from Earth. This synodic period or synodic month is commonly known as the lunar month, and is equal to the length of the solar day on the Moon. The Moon is the brightest celestial object in Earth's night sky. This is mainly due to its large angular diameter, while the reflectance of the lunar surface is comparable to that of asphalt. The apparent size is nearly the same as that of the Sun, allowing it to cover the Sun almost completely during a total solar eclipse. Eclipses only occur when the Sun, Earth, and Moon are all in a straight line, also known as SYZYGY. Solar eclipses occur at new moon, when the Moon is between the Sun and Earth. In contrast, lunar eclipses occur at full moon, when Earth is between the Sun and Moon. The apparent size of the Moon is roughly the same as that of the Sun, with both being viewed at close to 1/2 a degree wide. The Sun is much larger than the Moon, but it is the vastly greater distance that gives it the same apparent size as the much closer and much smaller Moon from the perspective of Earth. The Moon is also the inspiration for mythical creatures such as werewolves. It was believed a man or a woman could turn into a werewolf if they on a certain Wednesday or Friday slept outside on a summer night with the full moon shining in their face. The Moon has been an important source of inspiration and knowledge, having been crucial to cosmography, mythology, religion, art, timekeeping, natural science, and spaceflight. On September 13, 1959, the first human-made object to reach an extraterrestrial body arrived on the Moon, the Soviet Union's Luna 2 impactor. In 1966, the Moon became the first extraterrestrial body where soft landings and orbital insertions were achieved. On July 20, 1969, humans for the first time landed on the Moon and any extraterrestrial body, at Mare Tranquillitatis, with the lander Eagle of the United States Apollo 11 mission. 5 more crews were sent between then and 1972, each with 2 men landing on the surface. The longest stay was 75 hours by the Apollo 17 crew. Since then, exploration of the Moon has continued robotically, with crewed missions being planned to return beginning in the late 2020s. There are a number of names for the Moon as it appears throughout the year. If there are 2 full moons with a calendar month, the second is called a blue moon. When a full moon coincides with a total eclipse, it turns red and is referred to as a blood moon. A honeymoon is named after a full moon in June. A buck moon is a full moon in July when deer antlers show their growth. The term Cheshire Cat Moon is a reference to the smile of the Cheshire Cat from Lewis Carroll's Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. The harvest moon is the first full moon closest to the autumn equinox. The extra light allows farmers more time to harvest their crops. A supermoon is a full moon or a new moon that nearly coincides with perigee, the closest that the Moon comes to the Earth in its elliptic orbit, resulting in a slightly larger than usual apparent size. Why doesn't the Moon shave? Because it waxes.